July is Mental Illness Awareness Month. About a third of South Africans are estimated to experience a mental illness at some point in their life. What's more concerning is that the vast majority of them do not receive help or treatment. To discuss this complex issue, I'm joined with Ryan Edmonds, a senior counselor with the South African Depression and Anxiety Group. Ryan, welcome.
Thank you so much.
So to start off, this is a pretty big and significant number to say about a third of South Africans will experience some sort of mental disorder. Now, when we say mental disorder, what is exactly encompassing in that?
Well, I suppose a nice way to define a mental health disorder, I would say, is when people aren't feeling well on an emotional or cognitive, psychological level. So it's not something we can see. It's not like a body injury that you can go to hospital and you can visibly show someone. It's more internal. It's how you think. It's how you feel about life. And it really is high in South Africa at the moment. A few of the issues that we have, I suppose, resolve around crime, high trauma rates in the country, the socio-economic standard of where people are living and how people are living. So it is quite a problem at the moment.
Right, and for most people, what are the common disorders that they're experiencing?
The two biggest ones in South Africa, or let's say the three biggest ones in South Africa, would range from post-traumatic stress. So anything where a person has experienced a hugely stressful event, a hijacking, a death, a murder, suicide of someone close to them, depression, and then the anxiety disorders. With depression, we would obviously link in bipolar as well, because that seems to be rising quite a lot in the world at the moment.
Okay. For someone who is experiencing problems or may not realize they're experiencing problems, how can they tell something's wrong? What are the symptoms for some of these disorders?
The signs are usually noticeable first within yourself as I'm not feeling the way that I used to feel. It's normal for us to feel sad. It's normal for us to go through dips in our lives, ups and downs. That's quite common, obviously. But it's when you look back and you go, I'm not the same person that I used to be. I'm either very stressed all the time, I'm very worried, very anxious, or I just don't seem to be enjoying life as much as I used to. The people around you might also notice a shift in the type of person that you are. You're just not the same. So we need to look at it over a long time. For instance, with depression, if you are feeling sad for a period of 2 weeks or more, and it seems to be going down, 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 you're feeling worse and worse, then we start to look for a diagnosis.
And who is affected by these disorders?
Everybody. It's a common misconception, for instance, that women suffer, for instance, from depression more, or a specific culture or a specific group of people, but it's not. It's equal across the board, 50-50 men, women, every race, every culture. Obviously, we're just taught differently how to respond to these events. So women are usually taught, and I'm just speaking generally, that they're allowed to cry, they're allowed to express their emotions. Men aren't. So they might express depression as anger or frustration and aggression. Women might experience it or express it differently, but anyone and everyone can experience these things.
And are these disorders treatable?
I like to use the word manageable. Treatable sounds like you're going to cure something. And with managing a mental health illness, like with taking your blood pressure medication or diabetes medication, some people might need to be on medication for the rest of their lives if it is severe. Sometimes you're just going through a really tough space. You've been through a divorce, you've lost your job, and you just need to get through that little period of depression, and then you might be able to quite happily move on with your life. So working hand in hand with a doctor or a psychiatrist and a psychologist or counselor is your best bet.